Hi, White Beast. You're the first one in tonight. Well done. Hope you're well and keeping warm. Um, let's do the thing before I forget what I'm doing. There we go. Well, this is only me and you. I'll just let you know that I'm getting through the Motley Crue albums, mate. Good afternoon, Mick. Welcome to cold Northampton. So, here we are, it's nearly Christmas. This time next week, it'll be nearly here. Yeah, don't forget, next week will be the last live stream before Christmas, where we have got Wally of the Year. Got 3 nominations so far, so get your thinking caps on. What's been going on? Well, I don't expect many subscribers at this time of year because people are doing far more important things than watching my videos. Only 18 degrees C. Only, well, today, when I woke up this morning, it was -7. Anyway, so I'm not expecting lots because people have got much more important things to do at Christmas than watch me. So we've picked up 3 new subscribers, 1,092 views. So what you've been watching? Well, number 3 coming in with the live Queen and Friends, which I didn't expect many people to watch or get a right slating, with 44. And coming in second is the album review of Andrea Corr's Christmas album at 54. And this week we've got an equal first place. First one up is the new Pix and Mix camera, in the camera's view, End of the Road 62. And also the little promo that I put out for today's Down in the Sidewall. 62 of you watched it, which was great. And the figures in for the first 2 shows are pretty encouraging. So it's nice that people want to watch new stuff on the channel. The last 28 days, we're up to 5,128 and 18 new subscribers even. What you've been watching in the last month? Well, number 3 was the spooky bit when we had that little blip on the screen, 117. Still hanging around is the album review of The Theory of Molecular Inheritance by Arena, 120. Have you noticed I've been saying it easier as the time goes on? There you go. Have you chew? Oh, that's easy. Bohemian Rhapsody. Right, let's go back to the things. So number 1 is still David Allen's Gong at 188 views. So the big picture. The channel has now got 122,103 views and 603 subscribers. No change really in the top 3. Death Row, Tull's album ranking, Derek Riggs and Status Quo. Nothing there. Good evening, Charles. I do like your good evenings. Last week's Battle of the Debut. Although on this poll it was Michael Schenker, but on the community one it was UFO, and when you add them together, UFO won by 1 vote. So that was a close one. Good news is no one in the music world of significance has passed away, so everyone's still happy. So what we got coming up in Christmas week? Well, we're going to start off on Monday with my top 10 Christmas albums that means something to me. So there's going to be some interesting ones, the ones I listen to now, and ones from my childhood that I remember. Classic album review next week is the Beach Boys Christmas album. Now, this album sold lots in America, but never over here. So I'm going to look at it. Is it a Christmas album? And does it deserve its place? Tuesday, moving it a week forward this week to the Ladies' Day, because the following week we've got lots of little specials on. So Ladies' Day next Tuesday, we're going to do an album ranking of one of the first real lady rock bands, the Runaways, which after the Runaways we had Joan Jett and the Blackhearts, Lita Ford. Retro ranking next week is one of the greatest songwriters and performers of the 20th century. It's the wonderful Carole King. It was actually a viewer's request, like the Runaways was. Good evening, Richard. Hope you're well. I have been so busy this week, I hadn't forgotten that I was going to send you my albums, but about it, but I will this week because I've got more time. There is a reason for that. Marathon Wednesday, we're going to look at another viewer's request. Someone asked to do the Strawbs, and that's who we got next week, the Strawbs. Battle of the Day reviews. I've gone solo. Next week, it's Genesis versus Peter Gabriel. That'll be... Oh, did I leave it on? Thank you, David. Yes, so I was saying, I've gone solo with Genesis and Peter Gabriel. Then we've got the last of the pick and mix news shows, and this is a thing called Mixing It Up. It's where we look at a producer, and then I choose my five albums that producer produced. Now, there's going to be people say, oh, you've missed this off because he engineered it. This is all about the producing, not the engineering. So that, now, the one we've got is Martin Birch. Now, obviously, Martin Birch engineered a lot of stuff before he did his producing, and he engineered after he did the producing. So it's just on the albums that they actually go down officially as a producer, not an engineer. Next week is the last live stream before Christmas, and we will be doing the Wally of the Year award. Then we got a live album ranking on Friday. We're looking at the Mighty Girls School. And then the one-off album next week is part 6 of the Gong Story. And we're going to have a look at New York Gong and an album called About Time. What have I been listening to? Well, I haven't listened to too much this week because I've been doing various other things. It's all to do with the channel, but I've not had a chance to listen to much. Still Charlie Watts is 4 of 11. James Bond, we're up to 12 now. Tomorrow night, it's For Your Eyes Only. Demon, we've got 9 of 13. Wishbone Ash, 8 of 24. Mostly Autumn's nearly done, 13 out of 14. Good evening, Stephen. Manic Street Preachers were at the 5 of 14. Gary Newman, 4 of 19. Motley Crue, 4 of 9. Jefferson Starship, 7 of 10. David Bowie, 4 of 26. 1 of 11 of Focus and 1 of 8 of Colosseum. Eloy have been finished. And the Jesus and the Mary chain. So let's just do that. That's better. All right, time for some Punk IPA. Oh, I hope it's not too serious, Richard. I'm just looking because I've been gobbling and I haven't realised you've been poorly. Sorry to hear that, mate. album is that then? Are we talking the Uriah Heep? Yes, I've started to make the list. Yes, Rock Beast. I think I know the two you're on about, and I haven't listened to them to that yet. Next one I'm going to listen to is Dr. Feelgood, although I've got it. I haven't listened to it for a little while. Yes, Gary Hughes Band. I'll add that. When's that coming out, Stephen? And I'll listen to it. When did I? This afternoon, Dave, after we spoke, because I've listened to one already. Right, I'll check out Gary Hughes Band, and we'll have it ready. Yeah, I be quite honest, Rock Beast, I've not got them albums, so I'm going to have to rely on good old Spotify for that. I think I listened to them when I did. I have listened to them when I did the Then and Now on Motley Crue, but I didn't go into too much detail. But I don't know what you're barking at. You've had everything. Yeah, are they good covers? We have one day we'll do another album cover ranking. I might throw one in now and again. Well, in other news this week, Rocky on Monday went to the vets for his yearly MOT and have his boosted thing. Nothing to report yet at all. He is fit, he's healthy, and for a 12-year-old dog, the vet says he does fantastic. So, good news is Rocky is all good for another year and being a pest. Okay, thanks, Stephen. I will just write that down. And we will do a review of it. Yeah, yay, Rocky, yeah. It's always worrying because of Rocky's age now, but he passed with flying colours. And which made me rather happy. If anyone's been on the Instagram page and noticed that the sort of the logo's changed a bit, there is a reason of that, because as you all know, I'm rebranding everything on January the 1st, and I wanted to get, because there's a little circle in the Instagram, so I wanted to make sure that I got the whole of the little logo in, my little man with Yorick, and I put it up and got it, yeah, brilliant. And then I went to put it back, and I realised that I'd already deleted the old logo, like a pillock. So I've left it up there. So you will see. But if you really want to go and have a look, if you go to Redbubble, there's one or two bits that have been put up for a reason, which will all be revealed on 2nd of January. But the actual rebranding day, I will be doing it on January the 1st at some stage during the day. So tonight's Battle of the Debuts, I've gone solo. It's between Ozzy and Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell and the Blizzard of Oz album. I went with Black Sabbath's album. Cool, you're good at these questions, rattling round, Rock Beast. What bands do you think should not make a new album? You love what bands do you? Oh, I don't want to see another Whitesnake album. I don't think. The poll is neck and neck. Yeah, it's neck and neck on the community. I haven't checked the Twitter, but I think this one's going to be close. But Heaven and Hell is a better album. I think it's a better album. Well, if you haven't watched the show yet, I actually said, as much as I love The Wizard of Oz, I think them songs sound much better live. I think it's down to production. And Heaven and Hell, of course. I think he's said he's retired from doing live stuff, but I don't know about something. Anyway, going back to thing. Heaven and Hell, of course, is produced by Martin Birch. So there's a good chance that Martin Birch may be in my top. That might be in my top 5. I think if you know me well enough now that you've got a rough idea who will be in my top 5. The way I'm going to do it, I'm going to go through all the albums that Martin Birch has produced on, and then we'll go into the bit about where I pick the top 5. Yeah. Wow. No, Southgate not out. I think he should stay. Because I don't think he's finished with what these players. Oh, God, that's a tough one. Slade or Sweet? Yeah, I'm going to go with Richard on that, Slade, I think. I love both bands. Because I was there, so was Richard. We knew what an impact they had. But Slade... Yeah, that's great to hear, Rock Beast. If you like Slade and Sweet, I love to come out and say they love Slade. There's nothing not to dislike about Slade. And Slade, folks, are not just for Christmas. It is a tough call, guys. Sweet and Slade, because they are both good bands. But Slade, their album stuff, and I'm not talking about the singles. Their album stuff is much better than Sweet's sort of stuff. Oh God! I'm going against the grain. I wish it could be Christmas every day. I like them both, but for some reason, I wish it could be Christmas. Oh. And that's one of our favourite 70s bands. And we've gone with Wizard. Oh, good grief. Or that song last year that we had in the top 10 worst Christmas songs. Mr. Pooh, wasn't it? That'll be back up in the community. So if you want to watch that again and have a giggle, that'll be up there next week. Along with the Christmas stinker covers. my favourite album from Christmas, Home for Christmas. I don't think East 17 made my worst songs. I can't remember what made what and who made what. It's been 12 months. Yes, and the whole of Moody Blues did a great Christmas song. Yes, we'll be talking. Well, we talked a bit about the album December this week on the Moody Blues album ranking. Oh, Bing All the Way. Oh, I'll be looking forward to that, Richard. It's nice when I can watch other people's stuff. But then again, I do subscribe to Richard, so I get to see. I always look at Richard's stuff. I didn't do the ones I done because there's some embarrassments in mine. There was one song I do own that I think it was from Good Evening, Rob. And how are you on this sort of half a festive night? Oh, yes. Jethro Tull's Ring Out Solstice Bells. I love that. I actually do like, though, as you will discover that on Monday, I do like a lot of traditional. Favourite Xmas movie? Ooh. It's a Wonderful Life. Die Hard, that's a Christmas movie, set at Christmas. Die Hard 2, set at Christmas. Lethal Weapon, set at Christmas. Die Hard. Love Actually, yeah, it is a Christmassy film, isn't it? I know it's not Christmas, but I'll say my favourite Thanksgiving movie is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Steve Martin and John Candy. That film is so funny. But I do love It's a Wonderful Life. Big old sloppy date me. What's the reason, Charles? You have to give a reason. Yeah, as you've been done, he's got to have a reason. Well, I don't know if anyone's noticed it was obvious who I was going to put. Oh, good grief, Rock Beast. You're being cruel to us tonight. T-Rex or David Bowie. Good God. As much as I love T-Rex, David Bowie. But then again, I think if Bowie's agreed. Richard is just a bit. I listened to some David Bowie today. I listened to Hunky Dory. Good album. I won't say if it was my favourite album, but I do love that album. Yeah, talking of my nomination was for Adele, and I posted something up on this morning when I posted up on Instagram. You know when you flick over underneath, there was this thing about Adele doing a disappearing act on stage. I wish she'd disappear forever. And I actually put a comment. I put, she is overrated and just sings about sad things, never read a jolly tune in her life. Sparks. Oh, I didn't know that, Richard. That's good to hear. It's made me happy. A Sparks album. I'll tell you one of the things I'm actually working on for Retro Ranking. I'm doing a thing on 20 children's songs. Going through all them songs that I liked as a kid. So when do you know when the new Sparks album's out, Richard? Yeah, it's on paper. It's only on pencil in the paper form at the moment. Yeah, because when I checked today, because I've been checking on all the sites that put out new albums. I'm trying to put my list for the year for when I'm going to be doing the reviewing, and there's no mention of Sparks. There's one I have missed. It's for Smashing Pumpkins. So I'm just wrong. I'm just trying to catch up on what you're all writing. Barney or Yanni? Wonderful. Barney and Yanni, they may be, you never know. I think there's a couple. There is a couple of songs talking of Muppets by the Muppets that I've wrote down already. Because I do own the Muppet Show TV series box set. There's some great songs on that. Yeah, so I just like listening to your Tate as well. Right, well, how's the level pegging on the old voting? This one's going to be a tough one. So next week, as we said, we've just got a few little got Christmas Day on the Monday. I'll check it out. Have you noticed someone's quiet? So who's going to win the World Cup final then? But more importantly, who's going to get the bronze medal? I'll make my predictions. Morocco will come third. And I think Argentina. Because I thought Morocco were very Harry Kane, Rally of the Year. Well, if you look at that second penalty, he hit it hard enough, but his boot, he got it on the wrong bit of his boot. See, France have been very lucky. They did get away with it against England. And they were very lucky against Morocco, to be quite honest. But I thought Argentina in the other semi-final really did suss out the Croatian way of playing football. And they got under their skin a little bit. And I think Morocco will do the same. But I've just got this funny feeling it's going to be Argentina. Because I think France have been a very lucky side in this tournament. When they play someone of half decent, they didn't struggle. But unfortunately, England, well, they're for starters. I'm not making any bad excuses that England lost. They put a good fight up, but some of the referees they've used in the later stages of this tournament have been what I call a little bit lacklustre, and especially the one I get at the Argentina-Holland game. God, 17 cards. He lost the plot a bit. Okay then, Rob, penalties. Who will win on penalties, do you think? If it went to penalties. But seeing Brazil go out was quite funny. They were just a little bit... Yeah, I agree, Rob. The referee and some of them have been a little bit bad. I mean, I personally think that when you get to the quarter-final stages, I think you need the best referees in the world. And unfortunately, two of the referees that were one of England, France was atrocious, and the one with the Argentina Holland was even worse. I mean, that England second penalty, I can't believe he had to go to VAR because it was a blatant push. Yeah, I totally agree, Rob. You need the best referees in the world, and the best referees in the world are the European ones, without a doubt. I mean, if you know, having ones from South America and the Middle East and that, you know, I mean, they can still do the touchers, that's rugby, lines people thing, yeah. But the referee should be the things. I don't know who the referee is for the final. I mean, there's that lady referee that was in the Ladies Euro. She's been on the fourth official in this World Cup. She's a good referee. Yeah, me and Dave had this discussion. The thing is, with after the World Cup, FIFA will look at things like this, I hope, because I don't think it's working the way they do their VAR. And the other thing I think they should do is to stop all these excessive yellow cards, they should bring in the sin bin. I mean, it works in other sports. We have it in ice hockey, we have it in rugby, and it would just stop referees throwing cards around willy-nilly. Because that referee in the Argentina-Holland game, he gave a yellow card where he shouldn't, and then he set his stall out, so he was giving cards where you didn't need cards. And rightly so. I reckon it should either be a German referee or an Italian. Yeah. I mean, he was dishing out cards to people sitting on the bench and they hadn't even got on the pitch. I mean, that incident when the Argentina, I can't remember his name, kicked the ball into the bench. No cards for that. Get them all together and say, look, if you're going to behave any more of this nonsense, and someone will go. All reminds me of the great rugby referee, Nigel Owens. He knew how to keep control of people. He'd gather them all round and tell them, if you're going to play like children, I'll treat you like children. No, I mean, I've been at local games when we've had a referee that threw cards around like if it's going out of business. But he also would like the sound of his own voice. But hey-ho. That's football for you. Nah, if they do, that'll spoil it. Well, the best news this week is the England cricket team, after another amazing victory against Pakistan. There we go. Anyway, shall we get about what my channel's about? Music, but it's nice that we can talk about other things apart from music. Yep. By the time we'd won, I didn't do any recording until I'd finished watching that. I couldn't take my eyes off it. So that's why everything was late, because I was watching cricket instead of recording the day's videos. Because there was one the week, I think there's one game, I can't remember what it was, like I'd got half a screen on what I was supposed to be doing, and the other screen was on the cricket. When I looked back at the video, I could see my eyes going, looking over. So, all ready to go as well. I'm so well ahead of myself at the moment. all ready to go with the week in between Christmas and New Year. And I've started work on the first week in January. I can't believe how far ahead I am in myself. I've never been that far ahead in planning since I started the channel. So I'm going to try and keep that up. So I'm about 2 weeks ahead of myself. I should do plenty of listening as well. Yeah, sorted out. I think Ladies' Day for January is already sorted out. And new albums this next year will just they will be put in on a Friday as an extra. If I've got something already planned, I'm not going to cancel stuff. I'm just going to do them. And if there's 2 or 3, you might get one a day. It just all depends how quick I listen to them. Because for me to give an opinion, I listen to them at least 3 times. First, I'm usually just have it on in the background, and then I'll sit down for a couple of times, and I'll listen to it once under the headphones as well. So, what I usually do, I usually put it onto the iPod, and then when I'm taking his nibs out for a walk, I listen to it while I'm walking around with him, because he's easy to do these days. He doesn't gallop round like a young pup now. He takes his time as he's an elderly statesman. Right, he's having a drink, so in a minute he'll head for the door. Because like all us oldies, he can't, once he's had a drink, he needs to go and let some out. But he's drinking that. Has Rocky been to the King Billy? Nah. He's never been to the King Billy. He's only ever been to one pub in his life, and that was when I was on holiday in Skegness. He's been to a railway station, and the first thing he did when he got on the platform, have a crap. Only my dog would have a crap on a platform. I think he's been to a pub garden. Yeah, there he goes. Let's go and let him out. I'm coming. Oh, my ball's fallen off. Come on then, come on, have a wee. Come on then. Come on then. Right, I'm back, but I've just got to do a few running repairs. put the Christmas decoration. No, I'll do it later. He's also moaning because he hasn't had these yet. His carrot. What are you? I wish I could show you where he's done. He's going to be I've got him here, Wally. Hold on a minute. Oh, he's got his little stairs, so we can get up and down on the bed. I wonder if he'll take that while we're sitting here. You've dropped it now. There you go. You can see in the dark canal, Rocky. He loves a raw carrot. He's allowed one a day, apparently. Good for his teeth. All right. There you go. Look, everyone's watching you eat your carrot. Let's just break it up a bit. There's another bit. If you gave him a whole, he wouldn't eat it. And look at you gone out. He's quite fussy. There you go. There we go. There's Rocky watered and fun. He's just been nosing. There we go. There's Rocky's had his carrot. There you go. All done. Nothing left. You want to get down now? Well, he doesn't want to, he doesn't want me now. Now he's had his carrot. I'll go and lay down. Look, all gone. That's the end of the rituals with Rocky at night. Tea at past. His dentist stick at his dinner's around about 3:30. He has his dentist stick about 6:30. And he normally has his carrot round about this time, so that's him done for the night. I don't know if the Black Crows are on the list. Dave will know. If they're not on the list, they will be in a second. Good band, the Black Crows. When I went shopping with Lee today, because we go shopping, and we was listening to Dr. Feelgood today in the car. Can't beat a bit of Dr. Feelgood. Listening to one of the live albums. He's got one of the live albums on. Great stuff. There we go. Black Crows added. 8. That's a nice number. I thought they'd done more than that. There's another band for me to listen to. I noticed that if you want to see what playlists I've got on Spotify, I see Dave added my Spotify. It's not in the little thing at the top of the header. You have to go into the about. So if you want to see some of my playlists that I've added, a lot of them are the retro ranking ones. People's birthdays. They're all in there. And you'll see ones I'm working on as well that I've put up. So if you really want to know what's coming up in retro ranking, that's the place to go and have a look, because that's where they are. Next birthdays. I think the next one is actually Richard's, and that's not till February. So if you know anyone that thinks, think they would like me to do a birthday top 10, let me know, and I will do their birthday top 10. Now, for those of you who have had your top 10s, oh yes, I forgot about yours. I'm sorry, Mick, it's yours, isn't it? Yeah. I am definitely Wally of the Week, because that's what I was listening to today. I was listening to Mick's top 10. Senior moment for me in there. Yeah, anyway, so as I was saying, so if you've already had your birthday done this year, when it comes around to your birthday next time, we're going to do it when you became 10. I'm looking forward to Mick's because he's got some cracking records in his. Yeah, that's this. And Mick, it's not an inconvenient time of the year, but you're very honoured, because if it wasn't that it was your birthday on the Tuesday after Christmas, I wouldn't be doing doing anything that day. I would have had a day off. But as it's your birthday, and the birthday ones don't take too long to do, I will do yours. Well, it depends what time I put it up. That's all right, Mick. Now, how many hours are you behind us? Because I'll probably put it up at round about 10 o'clock UK time. So when you get up, so when you do get up, it'll already be up on the channel. Because when it's like morning, I'll be probably in a pub somewhere. I will be in a pub because I'm actually going out. You will. Yes, I am definitely going out that day, so it'll be done before I go out. I'm going out about 12, but I want it up and running by, probably do it when I get up. Yeah. As that week, there is no live stream that week. On the Thursday, I will put one of them little weekly update videos out, like I did when I was poorly and couldn't speak to you. All that sort of thing. That'll come up on the Thursday. What is happening on the Thursday? Oh, I know what's happening, but I won't tell you yet. Yeah. Have you watched, talking to Mick now, have you watched the top 10 from today? What was it in the top 10 in America today in 1964? Interesting tunes. Especially old Warm Green. Ben Cartwright to us. Yeah, some of them bottom five I were not even the Kinks. Not a fan of Dance, Dance, Dance. Yeah, I had never heard of them. I think the one I had known was that Little Anthony and the Imperials. Never heard of them. So I did when I did the research for this, I looked them up. They didn't do any records over in the UK, so that's probably why. Oh no. Yeah, Kinks are good. And I love the number one, the Supremes. It's a great record. The other thing I've started doing now is if I make a blooper and something comes out totally wrong or something falls, I'm actually saving these clips now instead of deleting them straight away. I'm keeping them, and this time next year, like everyone does, they do the gaffs of the year. I'm going to do one next year. I mean, even if anything happens on the live stream that's funny, I will edit it and find the bit and add it into the gaffs. Like when props fall down, things fall off the back of the background drop. Rocky Roode doing something strange. Yeah, I like my Motown. I think that's why I liked like the Bruce Springsteen cover album, because it's got so many of them great Motown songs on it. Ooh, nothing happening with the end of poll. The album of the year review is all ready to go. Finalised my list this week. And I've been frantically listening to 20 albums. A few honourable mentions in there as well. But yeah, that's all going nicely. Oh, good evening, Seb. I've heard of two of them. I've heard of the Weather Report and Brand X, but not the... How the hell you pronounce that? You know me and pronunciations. The Manvishu Orchestra. Never heard of them. But yeah, well, I'm sure Dave will add it to the list and I shall go investigating them. Yeah, definitely heard of the Weather Report and Brand X. I don't think I've got any stuff. Jazz Fusion. There we go. Dave's on the ball again. It didn't take him long. Now, I've heard of John McLaughlin. I've heard of him and Billy Cobham. Didn't know they were in that band. You see, I like this when people come up with these great ideas. It's like, I've heard of the band Gong. And then Seb asked me, can you do some Gong? And I found out that I quite like Gong, especially the Pierre Milan Gong. I love them. I think I'd say that's my favourite incarnation of Gong. I suppose it's because it reminds me so much of Mike Oldfield. Yeah, nearly finished listening to all John Mitchell stuff. What am I listening to at the moment? Never. Got one more to listen to of this version of his band. Yes, Legacy Pilots. They're quite good. Downwind. Ah. I love Downwind. I think that's the one that's Mike Oldfield's on it, isn't it? Yeah. And Ardna Grand, brilliant tracks. Yeah. I love the vibraphone. I don't know why. Such a lovely sound. Elmer Fuddpucker. As you've asked for it, Mick, I will do an Elmer Fuddpucker just for you, mate. Yeah, I will give Espresso 2 a few more spins. I mean, if we go back to some of the bands I have ranked that I couldn't really get on with their music, the more I've listened to it, the more there's more like of Chrome albums that I really enjoy now. And I've re-gone on this to some of the David Allen Gong again. I think Gong is one of them bands I really want to get into because I love jazz fusion and space rock music. So I think this time next year, if you ask me the same opinion about Gong, it'd be different than it is now. I mean, I'm still in that stage of getting used to them. I've heard certain tracks by them, but I don't know enough about them. So I'll have to do lots of research. But I do enjoy doing this. Sometimes people criticize me and have criticized me that I shouldn't be ranking albums that I don't know about. And, you know, I don't think that's right. I mean, I love music and I will always give music a chance. And it broadens my musical horizons. Obviously, some of you guys have got me into stuff that I would have never listened to 12 or 18 months ago. And that's what I like. I like people coming up with people that I've heard of but have never really looked into. There are going to be some bands that I really won't get into as much as others, like Captain Beefheart. I like one or two of his albums. Another person I'm not really into, and that's Nick Cave. So I've heard of Stanley Clarke. I do like a bit of jazz. I mean, I like some of the Herbie Hancock jazz, as you know, because I did a classic album on one of Herbie Hancock's, and I love that sound of jazz, and I like the Dave Brubeck. I love his stuff. Let's do a retro ranking on Dave Brubeck. 24. Has it been asked for? Are we asking for Stanley Clarke, or are we just discussing Stanley Clarke? Bit of jazz fusion. I love a bit of jazz fusion. Oh, there we go then. Yes, we've got Stanley Clarke in the mix now. The thing is, if the more diverse we get on this channel, and there's anyone else done a ranking of Stanley Clarke? The only person I haven't seen it on his channel. Pete's on Sea of Tranquility, but I know he likes jazz fusion because I do watch his jazz fusion videos. But I don't think there's no one else that does that sort of thing. So although I've sort of changed what I started this channel about, we still do the obscure on here. And we've got some real obscure ones coming up. I've got one that I haven't done for my list that I will be doing the first or second week of January. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard them albums by Jeff Beck. Yes. I think I've got a copy of Blow by Blow somewhere. I actually think it's on a cassette that someone recorded for me a long time ago. But there is one Jeff Beck album that's certainly not going to be played ever again. And that's 18. Well, there's 2 tracks on there I like, and the rest are absolutely shocking. Because it's done by Johnny Depp. Yes, for those of you that are interested in how far we are up with the Bond soundtracks, watched Moonraker last week. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And this week, probably tomorrow night, because there's no football on, and I'm not going out tomorrow night, I shall be watching For Your Eyes Only. One of the films I'm really not into. I'm certainly not into the soundtrack. I know. But I think most of mine are from the 60s I really like. That's why I'll do a retro ranking on him. Got some of my favourite pieces of instrumental music. There, he's a great musician, great band he had. And what I've been hearing of Charlie Watts, I'm really getting into the Charlie Watts jazz stuff. I just love jazz drumming. There's just something about it. So simple, but so sophisticated at the same time. Yeah, I mean, it is loosely based on a short story, though. But they should have gone with a short story. Yeah, I shall give it a watch over the weekend. No, I will watch it if it's got the Yardbirds in it. I'll tell you a film I did watch this week. Yeah, I quite agree, Dave. I'll tell you what I did watch this week. It's a film that starred Michael Caine, Leonard Rossiter, Billy Connolly, Fulton McKay. It's called Water. And at the end, there's like a freedom fighters song for Cascara, which was the island they were on. And there's this band. And in the band was Eric Clapton, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, John Lord, with 3 of them. And then the others I'm not quite sure who they are, but Eric Clapton and George Harrison. And it's one of the films that was handmade film, so George Harrison had his finger in that one. It's a brilliant little comedy film. If you've never seen it, it's really fun. Michael Caine is wonderful in it. So is Fulton Mackay. Billy Connolly's good in it as well. It's a good film. And Leonard Rossington. Now check that one out. I don't know if it's available still, but it was actually a film that I had on VHS that I managed to get put onto a DVD because I thought this film is not going to be, I don't think, widely available. I mean, I paid $1.99 for the VHS video, so but to get it onto a DVD was pretty good. Another film I did like that was Robbie Coltrane, The Pope Must Die. That's another hilarious film. And to get that on to, because I don't think that's not even out anymore. I think it's out of print. Water. It's just called Water. It's also got a guy in it that was actually part of the. His name's Paul Heine, and he was part of the That's Life team. And he did this series where we had to go and do all these things. And one of the things he had to do was do this film role in this film. Yeah, it is hilarious. It's absolutely brilliant. I mean, Leonard Rossiter plays a government minister, and he's absolutely brilliant at it. Fulton Mackay plays the priest. It's so funny. Some of the music's done by Eddie Grant. Although he didn't appear in the band at the end, he did have something to do with the music. So yeah. Yes, go and check that out. Water. No, it's true. Absolutely brilliant film. Right, folks, we have been waffling on for 1 hour and 13 minutes. And I need to go and do a couple of more things before I call it a day. So be here next week for the last one for Christmas. Don't forget that if you want to put a nominee in for Wally of the Year, go to the community page. Even if you're watching this tomorrow or Saturday or it's Sunday, wherever you're watching it, if you want to add to the nominees, because next week we all get a vote on it, and the vote will also go up on the community channel, which will only run live that day. So if you want to vote in that, you've got to do it on the Thursday, because the nominees I will put the nominees up on Wednesday, and they'll be taken down on Thursday. Tuesday GMT, 8 p.m. So yes, that means I have got to get it up soon. Some list. Yeah. Nominations you've got to be in by Tuesday. I will put them up on Wednesday morning on the community. And the vote for that will close 10 minutes before we finish. Okay, folks, we'll be back tomorrow. Got live ranking of my Big Country collection because, well, live albums, because there are so many and there's lots of repeats. And tomorrow we got another Gong album. We got Planet Gong. It's a live album called Live Anarchy 1977. So that's your shows for tomorrow. Have a good weekend, everyone. I will see you all next week for the last one before Christmas. So it'll be party mode, bring a pint or something to drink, and then we can discuss what we're drinking as well. No, Seb, what's it called? Quickly. I might have to throw this in at somewhere else. Put it on, watch it tomorrow, Zeb, and put the other one in, and I'll do an extra. I'll throw an extra one in somewhere. Okay, folks. And polls ended on the Black Sabbath. It's all a draw here. So that's pretty good. That's the one I'm at. That's the one I'm at. I think that's the one it is, unless it's an extra one. Zeb, I'll look into that. Brilliant. Thank you very much, folks. Catch you all next week. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, gone.